there's another truck here. I still have to climb a couple more miles. On this episode, I'm gonna put two very different pickup trucks to a towing torture test. On this side, I have a very traditional but brand new 2022 Chevy Silverado with a big 6.2 liter V8. And on this side, I have the all new Ford F-150 Lightning all-electric pickup truck. I'm towing 7,500 pounds. This is not an eye gauntlet. This is not a range test. This is not an acceleration test. But I'm gonna take it all the way up and down a very steep mountain to see if I can heat up these trucks and see which one is more durable. First up this mountain is this brand new 2022 Chevy Silverado. It's a high country edition. It's fairly luxurious, has a lot of features and options, many tools for towing, and I'm tackling the Sunshine Canyon out of Boulder, Colorado. Why choose this? Well, this is actually a very steep, about 10-mile climb at low speeds. And it's about, what, 89 to 91 degrees outside, ambient temperature. I'm towing 7,500 pounds. I'm gonna show you the trailer in a second. And we've overheated at least 2 trucks on this climb already in previous years. So this is why it's a torture test. Hey guys, I'm in the new 2021 Chevy Silverado. This is a truck with a big 6.2 and a 10-speed. And I'm towing 2 side-by-sides. I'll show you in a second. About 7,000 pounds up a very steep mountain trail to get to our off-road area. And the transmission got hot. And you can see the transmission temp gauge is actually right here at about 275-ish. And it says transmission hot idle engine. As you can hear, the fans are on. And I can feel the air rushing by here. So the truck is trying to cool off. But this is a little strange because, you know, it wasn't, you know, I was only going about 25 to 30 miles an hour. Maybe there wasn't enough airflow because we're climbing up to our regular off-road area. I'm gonna show you a couple of different pieces of information in both trucks. First, energy efficiency. So I'm gonna show you MPG in this Chevrolet. I'm gonna show you some of the kilowatt hours and the miles per kilowatt hour in the Ford F-150 Lightning with the same trailer on the same route on the same day. I'm also gonna show you some temperatures because I think that's also very interesting. So there you can see the starting temperatures on the transmission, this 10-speed. It was around 165 degrees when I started, and the temperature is beginning to climb. And here I'm also gonna show you the route. I've already gone 1.7 miles, and like I said, the reason why this is a torture test is because it's really steep climb, about 6 to 7 to 8% grade, but low speeds. This is a really windy paved highway that turns to actually a dirt road. So I'll have to do several miles of dirt. That's why it's tough, because there's not a lot of airflow. Temperatures rise, and it's really tough on trucks. Here you can see that was 9 degrees up, 8 degrees, 9 degrees, 10 degrees. Oh, this is really slow going. And now I'm full throttle. Let me look at the temps. Transmission fluid is 183, it's still in check. Ooh, this Chevrolet is beginning to struggle. Interesting. I can't accelerate right now. This is kind of all it's giving me. For this test, I'm using our beautiful Aluma 24-foot car hauler. In this case, truck hauler. And on this is our project truck, Chargezilla E100 all-electric pickup. That's going to be sold for charity later in 2023. We have a full series coming up about this truck. The total trailer weight with all the accessories here is about 7,500 pounds. As far as elevation is concerned, I'm going from about 5,200 feet above sea level to approximately 8,000 feet above sea level, maybe a little bit higher. I'll show you that when we get up there. Okay, so now about 4.7 miles into this drive, it levels off a little bit, and this is where I get passed by a Tacoma. No, this is where the truck gets a few seconds of a break, and then the next, probably even tougher climb starts, because it's going to be a little bit slower and a little bit steeper still. I wanted to show you this brand new shifter in the 2022 Silverado redesigned model. You push this button on the side, and then you can kick it back into drive, and actually another one into low. That's how you switch to low. So just one touch of the shifter, and then you can also use your pedal shifters up and down to control the range of your gears. You have 10 speeds, of course, in this truck. And then you put push park for park. So it's a little bit new way of controlling it, but I'm actually becoming to like this. Under the hood is a 420 horsepower, 460 pound-feet of torque, 6.2 liter V8 with a 10-speed automatic and a four-wheel drive system. All right, now it's switching to dirt. This is also a test of suspension, because it's a lot of it is actually a washboard gravel road. I'm gonna have to go to all-wheel drive. Ooh. Yep, going to all-wheel drive now. Okay, transmission is staying at 203. So far this V8 truck is in check. There was a little bit of a moment where it wasn't, you know, accelerating for me. It was just decided to keep its gear and it wouldn't downshift for me. But now it's kind of back into its stride, and I feel like I have a lot of power. Yeah, this road is in fairly rough condition. It hasn't been graded in a while. So this is tough on everything. Oh, yikes. This Chevy has its latest suspension setup. This is a high country, like I said. The sticker price on this Silverado is $72,000, almost $73,000. So it's actually, if you think about it, it's kind of a bargain in the luxury truck segment for half-tons. Because, well, the Lightning in this test is about $81,000, and also other luxury trucks are in the $79,000 to $85,000 category. So $73,000 for this truck, included Super Cruise, semi-autonomous cruise control system and everything like that. It's actually kind of a deal. When we tow, we always use our Gen Y heavy-duty hitches, height adjustable, very strong, rated for heavy weights, all steel. Pretty nice. There's another truck here. That was narrow. Okay. I was kind of running into a little bit of a side there because that truck flew by me. Transmission is heating up, 225 now. It's still within acceptable range. And yeah, this truck is being stressed almost to the maximum. And then of course I'm gonna stress the brakes and the transmission out again on the way down. I still have to climb a couple more miles. Okay, now it's struggling for Okay. So there you have it. I've reached the top. Maximum temperature was at about 239 to 241 on the transmission. Coolant remained within check, so the engine cooling temps were never, I would say, above half. So engine temps were really well controlled. Now I'm gonna turn around and see how my tow haul mode does on the way down. That was exactly 8 miles on the way up the mountain. So now what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it in low, first gear. You can see that indicator right here. So it's basically range limit on my transmission. I'm still in all-wheel drive. If I think I need more powertrain help on my way down, I could actually switch to 4 low and actually use low gearing on the way down the mountain. My transmission is actually warming up still, 243 degrees. All right, let's see if I have enough RPM to slow me down. I don't want to keep using my brakes, otherwise the brakes will overheat. Now, so this is the end of the downhill. So the total distance of this test is 16 miles. And I'll report to you the fuel efficiency I got. And as you saw, my maximum transmission temp was just around 240 degrees Fahrenheit, which is a little warm, but still not dangerously warm. And also, it wasn't enough to actually derate this truck and send it into a kind of a limp haul mode. So, and on the way down, the tow haul mode with low gearing was actually enough to help me descend the entire way. So overall, pretty successful test, very tough. I think I can smell a little bit of brakes, I can smell a little bit of transmission, but the truck is still here and we're safe. Here it is, 6.3 mpg overall, including up and down. 15.8 miles. We're gonna do the same route with the Lightning. Beginning the torture test in the F-150 Lightning, I'm resetting the trip meter just like I did in the Chevy. I'm in drive, tow haul mode, enabled. Okay, I selected an active trailer, so it's giving me the correct estimation as if I was towing, but of course this truck has never done this torture test before, so it's going to be all new. Already I can feel the power, just kind of effortless it seems. I'm barely touching the accelerator pedal, so, and very little drama. Of course, in the internal combustion engine pickup truck you could hear the revs, and that's what I'm used to. That's how I get feedback from the truck I'm driving. I can hear the revs, I can hear how it's straining. Of course, here in the electric truck, I have none of that. What I do have, though, are 2 temperature gauges. One for the battery on the left and one for the motors on the right. This truck is all-wheel drive all the time, basically, so I don't have to select all-wheel drive right at this time. I don't have digital numbers for the temperatures, I just have gauges. And the higher we go, we'll be able to see, hopefully those gauges move. And then if it gets too hot, you may see actually a drop, a derate. Here on the left it says 100% of power is available. But if it's getting too hot, you may see that become, 90 or 80 or something lower than that. Here's my shifter. It's also a little bit new. You've seen this before though in the latest Ford trucks. It folds away so you can fold this table out. There's also neutral mode. These are permanent magnet motors, electric motors, but for very, very short distances like car washes, you can actually engage this neutral mode so the truck can roll. Then drive, and really there's no gears. I mean, there's some reduction gearing in the motor itself, but there's no multi-speed transmission. It's just drive, reverse, and low range, of course, is taken care of kind of by the motor itself. All the speed is taken care of by the electric motors. 580 horsepower and 775 pound-feet of torque. So way more torque than in that Silverado V8, and way more horsepower as well. Of course, this is not a range test. You're probably already writing a comment saying, but Andre, the Lightning won't tow as far as the Silverado. Yes, that's true. But Andre, the Lightning will take a long time to charge, and you can refill the Silverado much more quickly. Yes, that's true. The purpose of this test is none of those things, because we've done those comparisons before. You can check them out at alltfl.com or this channel right here on YouTube. What this test is about stressing the drivetrain. And I know, yes, we do the iGauntlet. That's the world's toughest towing test, but that's at higher speeds on an interstate. This is where most of you drive every day, especially on road trips. This test is a little bit different because it's low speed, like I was saying. And yes, we're using a lot of energy, 0.5 of a mile, half a mile per kilowatt hour. I was expecting something similar to this because this is basically straight up. Here's this next section coming up is where I was having trouble accelerating in the Silverado. Let's see if I have any ill effects here in the Lightning. No, I have maybe too much power. As I'm increasing my pedal, the accelerator, I can feel there's like a mountain of torque almost trying to push me up the mountain. No pun intended. Just big wave of torque and power. Though so far there's no ill effects of climbing this. The temperature gauges are staying put. Alright, let's see what happens once we go a little further. There's still 5.5 miles left almost of climbing. Ah, here it is. Pavement ends. Chains or adequate snow tires required. Well, not quite right now. This is still August. But really soon the snow will fall. Suspension systems are different between these two trucks. The Lightning's riding on all independent four-corner suspension. The suspension is different in the back because, of course, there's an electric motor back there. The Silverado had their adaptive ride control system, but still leaves in the back rather than coils. I gotta say, this Lightning may be a touch more comfortable on this washboard. Of course, the tires are different, the wheels are different. This is 20-inch wheels versus 22s on that high country you saw. There it is. There's that washboard road. And now the steepness increases. Okay. Actually, I gotta tell you that I think I can hear a little bit more trailer rattling here in the Lightning because the truck powertrain is not revving and is not as loud. Okay, here's one of the toughest sections. Ah, look, it's pulling power, 95% power available, but I think it's also because it's chewing through battery quite quickly. Gosh, this is really tough on everything. The battery is going down still at a prodigious rate, half a mile per kilowatt hour. This is basically 4 times worse than actual highway driving in this truck, but that's of course because I'm towing 7,500 pounds up a tall mountain. Traction control is being engaged. It's bouncing a lot. Let me show you a couple of other towing technology that this has. It has Smart Hitch that helps you connect to the trailer. It gives you a checklist. Then onboard scales also shows you, it estimates the weight based on the attitude of the truck. It's actually telling me I'm reached my capacity. There's 2 people in here plus 750 pounds of tongue weight. Okay, so we may be approaching payload. And then of course for drive modes, tow haul, and then I can select trailers. And in this case I'm using my Luma profile, and you see there's little circles here. So that means the system has learned this trailer a little bit better, and it's able to estimate the range in a little bit better way. So, and then you can see what I defined for that trailer. The length, I set it up as 7,500 pounds, and kind of the trip itself. About 1 more mile of climbing, and I gotta say, overall, I'm not worried about range right now, because I know, oh, well, maybe I should be worried about range. Anyways, I'm not worried about range because I know I need to go all the way down towards our office, and I'm gonna recoup my energy on the way down. The trailer should help me, and I'll show you exactly how much energy I may be recouping on the way down. At least 8+ miles with a trailer. That's gonna be interesting. But on the way up the mountain, it's actually been, I would say, a little bit less stressful than the Silverado. The Silverado transmission was getting hot. Not dangerously hot, but it was warming up, and I was kind of had to watch that carefully. And also the engine was revving high once in a while to just accelerate up this mountain. And also there was a moment where I couldn't accelerate at all. I was just kind of maintaining my speed, and the truck didn't want to downshift. So here in the Lightning, I feel like I still have plenty of power left. Okay, yes, there we have it. Slightly different mileage, 7.7 versus 8 in the Chevrolet, but same exact route. I started at exactly the same place, and then I went to the exactly same place. So now let me turn around. Listen to this. Even though the gauges are not showing it, the fan is running almost full speed here. I can feel the air. I can feel the air right there. So it's trying to cool off. Nice. Okay, I just turned around, and let me show you where I am on the meter. So it's showing 12% battery, 19 miles of range, and I'm gonna descend another 8 miles. So I will show you exactly how much energy I may be able to recoup going down. Alright, so I'm starting my downhill, 12% battery and 18 miles of range left. And we'll see how the regenerative braking is working. So the motors, front and rear, instead of powering the truck up, they're basically turning into generators. And they're taking the kinetic energy of movement and trying to put it back into the battery, and that's where the green bar you could see. There's that green bar is coming from. So it's a totally different experience. In the Silverado, I had to go to low gear, first gear. I was using all-wheel drive, of course. I was contemplating using low range for additional gearing. Here, I don't need any of that. I'm just in drive and in tow haul mode, and hopefully And so far I'm barely touching my brakes. The regenerative feature is really strong, and I like that. Electric range revised due to trailer. Electric range revised due to external temperature. Wow, I haven't seen that message before. So the truck, well, the Ford did say that a lot of the range information is going to be aggregated, and the smart range estimator will use all of that into in order to be more accurate. So how much weight you're towing, what kind of trailer you're towing, what the terrain you're towing over, and also external temperatures. All of that is supposed to be included. Something remarkable, I think, just happened. As I showed you, I had 18 miles of range left and 12% battery at the top of the mountain here up Sunshine Canyon. And now, near the bottom of the mountain, look, 20% range, so I gained 8% and 30 miles, it's estimating. Well, the mileage estimate is a little bit rough, so it's not precise, but it's at least it says I gained about 12 miles of range by traveling 8 miles downhill. So I would say the gravity is actually helped me out quite a lot. Well, there you have it right there. Both trucks completed the test successfully. The transmission in Silverado was getting a little bit warm, and the Ford actually made the whole experience a little bit more relaxing, if you can believe that. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and check out oldtfl.com for everything automotive in one place right there.